Okay, this will be appropriate rage bait for me. Then I can move on to my woke agenda.
Afternoon, we get news that ABC has moved on with Jimmy Kimmel. Everybody was shell-shocked. What do you mean they've moved on with Jimmy Kimmel? And then news came out that the reason why this happened is because the FCC, and by the way, it was over these comments. Let's play the clip to what the comments were, and then we'll get into a couple other things. Go ahead, Rob.
We hit some new lows over the weekend with the MAGA gang desperately trying to characterize this kid who murdered Charlie Kirk as anything other than one of them, and doing everything they can to score political points from it. In between the finger pointing, there was grieving. On Friday, the White House flew the flags at half-staff, which got some criticism. But on a human level, you can see how hard the president is taking this.
My condolences on the loss of your friend Charlie Kirk. May I ask, sir, personally, how are you holding up over the last day and a half, sir?
I think very good. And by the way, right there, you see all the trucks?
I'm part of the woke mafia. Sorry.
They've just started construction of the new ballroom for the White House, which is something they've been trying to get, as you know, for about 150 years. And it's going to be a beauty.
Yes. He's at the fourth stage of grief, construction. Demolition, construction. This is not how an adult grieves the murder of somebody.
That comment is made. Stephen A. Smith said something very interesting. He said, look, aren't late night show hosts supposed to be funny? He says, that's not even funny. So what's funny about that? Like, at least tell a funny joke, right? At least make us laugh. You're not even doing that, which is the most simple question. This is the one. Yeah, 13-second one, Rob. Go for it.
The only thing that I would say as it pertains to Jimmy Kimmel was, where was the joke? Because you're a late night host. And obviously that has a comedic attachment
You're not allowed to say anything unless it's a joke.
He's right. So your job is to make people laugh. And I've said this.
I'm sorry. The fourth stage of grief, construction, that was funny. I'll give him props. I chuckled. The MAGA gang blaming thing is like, yeah, that's not a joke. But the construction thing, I think, was pretty fucking funny.
For a long time, I have no problem with what he wants to say. Go be a pundit. Go apply and work at CNN. Go start a podcast and compete with Midas Touch. Go compete with some of the big podcasters. When they had their podcast during COVID, they actually did well. Him and his couple buddies that they had their thing going on. But man, we want to watch you and we want you to make us laugh. We want you to not get into politics and lose half the audience. Many, many years ago, the one and only Johnny Carson was asked by Mike Wallace, hey, what do I do? What do I do as a late night show host? How come you never talk about politics? And he gave such a simple answer. And this is the interview. Here's the one of one. This guy is a one of one. There will never be another Johnny Carson. This is what he had to say.
People say he'll never take a serious controversy. Well, I have an answer to that. I said, now, tell me the last time that Jack Benny, Red Skelton, any comedian, used his show to do serious issues. That's not what I'm there for. Can't they see that? But why do they think that just because you have a Tonight Show that you must deal in serious issues?
That's why I'm considering getting mods.
It's a danger. It's a real danger. Once you start that,
make this insane.
You start to get that self-important feeling that what you say has great import. And strangely enough, you could use that show as a forum. You could sway people, and I don't think you should as an entertainer.
But I feel like it's a good stream game because I can control the media like via buttons on the keyboard, like pause, play, and whatnot. And second of all, I can text and drive, so I can just look to the side. I don't text and drive in real life. I'm very much against that. I hate when people do that. But for stream, it's fine. Yeah, I was thinking about that, but I feel like 200 miles an hour might be fun. Going 0 to 1,000 in like less than a second might be a bit extreme, but we'll see. I'll look at the workshop after this delivery.
Wow. This is why he's Johnny Carson, right?
He's a psychic.
So, Tom, can you know some of the things? Maybe walk us through what happened with Disney, Bob Iger, because obviously the story here, when you hear that Bob Iger reaches out, and where's the story about Bob Iger, Rob?
That is in the addendum. That is page...
Yeah, there's a story that says Bob Iger reached out,
Page 5, unrepentant.
Yeah, unrepentant Jimmy Kimmel refused to apologize after Charlie Kirk outrage and planned to double down on MAGA attack report. This is a New York Post story. Let me read this to you here, and then Rob, you can go to whatever you got up there with Jesse. Late night Jimmy Kimmel said he was unwilling to apologize for his remarks that blamed MAGA supporters for killing conservative Charlie Kirk, and said he was going to double down on attacking President Trump's backers before he was yanked from air. Kimmel learned in a phone call from top Disney exec Dana Walden on Wednesday afternoon that his show was being removed indefinitely. Deadline reported, citing sources during the call, Kimmel reportedly refused to comply with calls from critics and the owners of dozens of ABC affiliate stations for him to apologize. Kimmel felt his remarks required no apologies. Another source told Hollywood Reporter that Jimmy Kimmel Live host also claimed that he was planning to call out his critics for the late attack on him, all while trying to clarify his comments about Charlie Kirk. Instead, Kimmel had claimed his comments were mischaracterized when he said during a Monday night show, which was the clip that we played for you. Tom, your thoughts on this?
So there's a quick backstory. Can we do a quick backstory here? So Jimmy Kimmel's contract is up before the end of this year.
Yep.
And he was getting ready to negotiate. And they were getting ready to not renew him. And here's why. Rob, can you quickly go to the chart? Late night as a category has been unprofitable.
Oh, really?
These are analysts looking at it, Pat,
Hang on,
since
let me try and find a
22.
ramp.
Since the bounce out year after COVID, late night has been unprofitable. Look at the rate.
Is there like a free play mode I can do so I don't have to worry about like absolutely ruining deliveries and losing a ton of money? I'm sure there is. I'll again, it's probably in the workshop, but I'll mess around a little bit.
Ratings here. Kimmel, Late Show, Tonight Show. We have a chart right up here. Look at that, Vinny. What is that? You don't need to be a math expert to look at that.
And there's that weird time. It's all everybody's watching because it was Trump, 2016 Trump.
Correct.
Everybody took the Trump, but people are done.
And
They're
in
tired.
they say in 2022, all of the
Shitting
networks
on
started
Trump is
suffering
everything.
and saying that their late night they had giant contracts. Remember, it's not just the host. They have producer contracts. You have
Which one's Fallon, by the way?
There
Late
is
Show,
a
right?
Euro
No,
truck? Oh,
the
okay.
Tonight Show.
Tonight Show.
Who's the Late Show? Colbert?
Yes.
Okay.
Late Show.
And
So Kimmel was Fallon was number one. Fallon was number one.
barely.
He crushed it in 2014, whatever that was. Yeah, he was, because that's right after Leno. You see Leno and
I found a I don't know if I got baited by the thumbnail, but it looked like a Fox News comedian. So we'll get to that. The video's really loud. Thank you. Here, I'll did I turn up? Okay, oh shit. Oh shit. Oh wait, stop. Yeah, audio balancing, it's like from what I hear versus what is...
then comes Fallon. At least Leno kept going at 0.96, 0.85, 0.85, then shows up 1.01.
I
and
wonder
then
if I could
Fallon
do a
year one is on
volume
fire,
limiter
1.5 for 1.18, 1.02.
Yes.
And then by year four,
Like
he fell below what Leno...
Like, is anyone good at like audio compressor settings and whatnot? Dustin, I have. Nice, man. Good for you. That sounds solid. Oh fuck. How do I turn on my lights? L? Okay. Whew.
was and never recovered from it from 17 on. Go ahead,
That's
Tom.
exactly right. So here's the
I love
backstory.
driving at night
Late
because
night
the light I
unprofitable
have
since
on my
2022.
face.
They're about to negotiate with Jimmy Kimmel.
These are HyperX Cloud
and
3s.
guess what? This gave them...
I wore my Cloud 2s for... I can't even tell how many... north of 7 years. And they finally died on me. Or they didn't even die. The ear like cuff slipped out of the socket and was getting a little finicky. Like, if these have the same build quality as those, these are going to be my headphones for another like 10 years. I regret that I got the red because I had the like gunmetal color, so like gray last time. And that was, I prefer that. Not sponsored, but yeah, HyperX makes good stuff. I think this PC has... No, it has Corsair RAM. Never mind.
The reason they needed. and it was affiliates and advertisers that first went to Iger. And
fucking
supposedly,
see.
as you just covered, Kimmel is going to double down. And Deadline Hollywood
the
and some
things I
others
do
were
for you
leaking out
guys.
that some people on the writing staff kind of leaked who are looking for
Yeah.
jobs tomorrow, Vinny, right?
Yeah.
It's not
What
just the
kinda-
star with the
what
big
would you, like,
contract.
do with
How
your
many people
PC?
are
Would
around
it
like
be
a
for,
comedy
like,
show and stuff?
gaming,
You got like
editing,
12
Oh, there's
streaming?
so
people,
many people,
directors,
writers,
whatever.
good people
everybody,
with jobs,
yeah,
right?
line
Do they want to
producers.
protect their jobs?
Of course.
Might they have whispered upstairs that says, "Hey, he's about to double down tonight"?
Yeah,
I
if their job is on the line too.
I don't want to be really
Yeah,
part
and
of
it's
this.
really reliable.
You guys can do it. And what happened was then Iger's people said, "Dude,
Oh, yeah. Well, if you
you know,
stream,
you're
I'll
not
tune
doing
in."
this. You're not doubling down." And they pulled him off. But everybody runs to First Amendment and all that. This isn't First Amendment. This is an
okay.
employee gone haywire. And
Again, whether or not they fired him, whatever. It's that the FCC chair commented. And for the explicit reason of, in no violation of anything, Kimmel made a joke. They're like, oh, he lied. He lied. No, he didn't. There's nothing in there that he lied about. Yes, MAGA did try and shift the blame from anyone from themselves. Now, is it pretty likely that the guy was on the left? Yeah. Oh, fuck me. Hold on. But what he said is just objectively true. The cones make you take damage?
you've got advertisers and other people. So let's put it into our perspective, Pat. You have a company. You're selling things. The customers are upset with the salesperson.
What does this
The
guy look
customers
like,
are upset with one of your employees. You know what you do? You say, go, wait a minute, let's look into
What's
this.
his name?
And an employee might get
he's in The
fired or
Sopranos.
put on the bench for a few
Steve
minutes.
Buscemi.
That's what happened here. This was and by the way, Chris Cuomo got it right. Last night, Chris Cuomo was saying, hey, he got sideways with his employer and his employer took action. That's what happened. But the big thing,
Get
Pat,
the fuck
is
out of my way.
ABC and everybody else have been looking for a reason to move these off because as late night as a category is getting killed by Netflix streaming and alternatives because the new generation.
Like, I was thinking about this before stream. Imagine if Biden's FCC chair or another regulatory body put pressure on Spotify. Like, let's say Spotify was trying to merge with, I don't know, Twitch, fucking whatever. And whatever was, like, a regulatory body was like, unless you fire Joe Rogan, you are not allowed to, we will not approve this merger. Can you imagine? Like, Spotify did fire him for the disinformation stuff on COVID, but I would actually fuck. I was like kind of checked out during this. Did any government regulatory body put pressure on Spotify to do that? Or is Spotify like, okay, this is a brand risk? After this delivery, I can look that up because I feel like that's a pretty good parallel.
Doesn't want him. And by the way, Kimmel is 57. Leno,
And
they started
you're like 800,
talking
bud.
to him about getting off the air because he wasn't doing good with the demographic when he was 59.
Yeah,
and he
weird.
fought it until he was 63 when they finally pushed him off.
I think Vinny has a great idea, okay?
Oh,
Vinny,
God.
you had an idea about what you think who should
Not
replace
Vinny.
a guy like this for them to test something out. Go ahead.
And why not? And thanks. Like, if you guys
You
think
look
about
so
it,
small.
it's Tom. What are you talking about?
Wait,
Words
hold on, I gotta
talk
lock
and
in.
numbers scream. How much louder do those numbers have to punch you in the face? For instance, and I'm happy you did it.
He is.
In August,
He's a
Kimmel's
fucking
ratings was
Trump tomato.
1.1
It's so
million total
funny.
viewers. It was down around 1.9 million in January.
Thread the needle,
key
thread
18
the
to 49
needle. Nice and
demographic
easy.
dropped about 284,000
I can't
in
see
June
with
to
my fucking
129,000.
light.
Okay, nobody's watching. Okay, and you had us read the book Blue Ocean Strategy.
brightness on my
for
monitors.
you guys that have who wrote the book? Pat?
W.C. Chen and another lady that
Another
we have.
girl.
Marborn.
Guys, when people are in the red ocean fighting and killing and everything and it's not working, you go to the blue ocean where it's clear and you have a different plan. Why not
upper screen?
ABC, CBS, all these freaking networks?
That's American
have,
Truck
try
Simulator.
A conservative person that's
It's
in the middle
really
that's
fucking
just
dark,
funny.
though.
The 5 on the Fox
Who are you thinking?
works. I don't know. I don't know who it would be. Somebody that's willing to to find a Johnny Carson.
Because, like, Minesweeper, I get too locked into it to like appropriately focus on the videos. Now, granted, I'm getting derailed by chat every 5 seconds. But that's Madden is boring. Bad Euro Truck Simulator. Yeah, Madden isn't really my kind of thing. But driving a truck in a straight line, now that's some good shit. But yeah, I think it's better for stream because I can focus more on the video.
It's not going to be one of these.
I have one guy.
What do you think?
Marcelo. I have one guy.
My guy, Marcelo Hernandez.
Look, the guys, I've been saying this for a minute.
Shout out to Marcelo.
I remember.
I have one guy.
Gotcha.
I think and Marcelo's not even a conservative. Marcelo's just a
He's
regular
a guy.
Yeah.
Yes.
I have one guy. If you're smart enough to get a guy like him, how old is he? 28?
He's
You'll have him
28
for
years
20
old,
years. Now, they're probably going to wait 10 more years till he gets the job. They're probably not going to hire him at 28. Maybe they're going to wait till 38. But if I was a guy, I would start, working with him and finding a way for him to become that. He's young, he's funny, he's energetic, he is multifaceted,
Lovable.
he gets along with everybody.
No, I
and he's
learned
28.
the other day that
you
that's
have
how
a
he
long
made
ways
his
to
money.
go with him, and he literally talks zero politics at all.
Boy,
So
fucking
you need
92
someone like
miles
that.
an
There's
hour.
no
Oh, shit, we
politics
gotta
tied to
curb
this
him.
guy. If I bring a late night show,
sorry, isn't that like SNL's whole shtick? Is they've made these guys were soy ranting about how much SNL makes fun of Trump. Wasn't that? How short term is our fucking memory? It's like half of SNL's content.
I think there's a couple of the guys that, I'm a big believer of a lot of these other comedians that are out there. But if I'm doing this and you truly want to go to none, bring a guy that's neutral like him and see how he does, how he performs. He would be on my top 5 list if I'm hiring somebody.
And I would look to do it now and go back to what Carson said. I'm not looking for you to be 38 years old and have
tone
depth
of
of
voice
understanding of all these issues, because that's not what I want you to be.
Yeah, and mind you, I understand what the waiting. He would crush it right now. If they announced that he's there, bro, finally, not the same.
I don't know the
old
PBD lore.
White guy that's just like, hey, America sucks. This guy sucks. It's boring. And you know what pissed me off about the whole situation was the selective outrage. And for all those people out there, please just cry me a freaking river. Where was everybody when they fired Tim Allen for being a conservative? Okay, Last Man
Agricultural
Standing
inspection.
had some of the highest ratings for years, and they canceled it because of his political affiliation. Okay, who else? Gina Carano, Roseanne Barr, Megyn Kelly, even Jason
Megyn
Whitlock.
Kelly fired for making comments about Halloween costumes.
About Halloween.
Wait, what did Megyn
I don't
Kelly
wanna
say to
hear
get fired? Does
anybody talking about free speech? Because free
Dude, hurry
speech
the fuck
is free.
up.
You can say whatever you want, but there's consequences. And my question to you is, if somebody had valuetainment, okay, you're a free speech absolutist. If Rob started going out there and just bashing Charlie family, I hope he does. Good for him. And falsely, Jimmy Kimmel, falsely claiming that this freaking Tyler guy was a MAGA guy, you have every right under the law to fire him.
And I would say to him, here's what I would say to him.
I feel like the videos I use to like get myself fired up and rage baited, it's just like I feel like I have moved past assuming these people are rational actors, and I don't know. It's more just like, yeah, what did I expect? Unless, oh wow, interesting how they're interpreting this. Like, it's plain as day what he's saying. It's got to be in, like, I would imagine that PBD at least knows that it's kind of bullshit what Vinny's saying here, but he's not. I don't think he'd ever call him on it.
I said, Rob, you got to apologize. And Rob would apologize.
In a heartbeat.
And he would say, you know what?
Oh
You're
my
right.
God.
Hey, that was wrong. Can you just say something? I apologize. And then we move on, right? And for example, like on the last podcast, Eric Bowling here said that Candace hasn't spoke at, what do you call it?
TPUSA.
At TPUSA for many years. And then guy sent me a message.
You can also do
I don't
that in
follow
real
who speaks at it.
life.
And guy sent me a message saying, hey, she did speak at the event. Oh, okay, she did speak. So
Granted,
correction
you can
on what
also do
Eric said.
this.
She actually did speak in June of 24. I thought she spoke in
There's
23 because
another
she was pregnant
inspection I
last
have to
year.
do?
So she did speak in June of 2024 at Turning Point USA. When you do go through it and somebody gets
Keep
it
a
wrong, all you have
gun
to
under the hood or something.
say is, hey, this is what happened here. So if Rob all of a sudden is like, no, I'm not going to apologize.
Yeah.
Rob, I'm sorry, buddy.
That's
That was
true. That's
the guy's family died.
He died.
And you're literally blaming somebody. What are you talking about?
Yeah.
I'm not going to do it. Dude, listen, I'm sorry, man. This company's not for you. Go to a different place. That's all it is. It's not a... Listen, ain't nobody
damage has
gonna
been
get
done.
everything
No point
right
stopping
100%. I didn't want Jimmy to get fired. I just wanted Jimmy to, there comes a time in your life, honestly, where I think you pay attention to politics more and you choose a position. That doesn't necessarily happen in your 20s like it did with Charlie and a lot of younger Gen Z. They're going to rock the world.
Sorry. Okay. Maybe I just have a different, what is it called, epistemic process. I feel like you don't pick a team. I feel like a lot of people do, but I feel like it's the wrong way to go about it to, like, pick a team and then view everything through that angle first. Because that's what I did when I started, like, thinking, oh, libertarian, that sounds good to me, so I'll try and backwards rationalize everything from that. And then I had too much cognitive dissonance. I was like, okay, maybe we need some more regulation, more intervention. So then I was like, okay, I'll be lib left. And then I was like, there probably needs to be some things the government's a little stronger on. And somewhere in there was a MAGA, or not MAGA phase, but just like strong conservative phase. Then I was a communist for maybe a month, and then... But just, the point is, with all of those things, I felt enough cognitive dissonance to push me out of them, and I've slowly arrived, after a lot of time paying attention to politics, at where I am now. Not, that's my team, and I'll defend it till the end.
World for decades to come. Watch what Gen Z conservative kids are going to do the next 10, 20, 30 years.
What, piss their pants
we're
and
going to
cry?
witness what this generation is going to do because of Charlie. But to me, when do you start really caring about politics? When you start making money. When you start caring about politics? When you have kids, family, when you start really caring about politics? When you start paying really a lot of taxes? When you start caring...
Okay, that's another thing. Fucking hell. Streamer, just watch the fucking video. Sure. But different people pay attention to politics for different reasons. If you're on a visa, you're going to be very tuned into politics from the moment you get that. Okay, it's kind of a luxury to only have to pay attention to politics because your tax rates bug you. Granted, I am a very, very fortunate individual. My family's well off. Like, I'm safe, comfortable. At the end of the day, politics isn't going to change my life too much. But fuck me for caring about other people's lives and wanting to help the broad populace. Whatever.
About politics. When you're around a lot of other people that are feeding you whatever, he's in it, right?
Of course.
But if you want to talk politics, Jimmy, and just say, it would have been more honorable to say, look, I'm at a phase of my life that I think comedy's changed my life.
Oh,
and I'm a comedian first. But honestly, I've been sitting with my friends and family,
also, I fucking
and a lot
hate
of people that I respect, and they're telling me, Jimmy, you're talking too much politics every night, and it's no longer comedy. And I agree, and this is why I've chosen to go and move away from this, and I want to go out there and start talking about issues that matter to me. If he would have done that, guess what you say? You know what? Fair. Fair enough. Go start your podcast. Go to CNN. Go to MSNBC. Go somewhere. But your job is to make people laugh. When is actually the last time you watched a late night show from beginning to the end? Honestly.
No. Zero.
When's the last time?
Can I be honest with you? I don't think I ever. I think I have watched the full ones of Johnny Carson, just the whole thing.
I watched Leno.
Okay, I never
for years.
Okay,
fucking back
I watched
in my
Leno.
day,
And by the way, I liked Fallon at the beginning.
Oh my God,
he was
Fallon was
funny.
good,
He would dance. He would sing. Justin Timberlake would come up. It was awesome.
But then
it
he
was
started making
great.
fun of my
it was
guy.
fantastic, right? This is a great business model of America. What we need right now, believe it or not, Vinny, we really do need comedy right now. And I know this sounds weird. We need comedy right now.
I just gave him
we
credit
need to
for
laugh
not
right
doing
now.
that.
The business of laughing should do very well today. It should be great. People should be seeking it. You make a couple
Again, you say Sleepy Joe, and these guys pee their pants laughing.
Animal videos. One of them gets 30 million views.
44 now.
44 million views an animal video. You want to see one of them? Can you pull up one of these videos?
Rob, I'll tell you.
Go,
Yeah,
Rob,
real
to
comedy.
Popular.
Go right-
Go to
right-
popular.
I've
Rob.
always
Right
liked
there.
that first one, man.
Rob,
The first one
right
with
there,
the
second
monkey
one.
running down the
44
Watch
street.
this. Oh, is this the one?
He's fighting with his wife.
Watch
yeah,
this.
Look,
Oh,
I think
wait a
he's
minute.
cheating.
Watch.
Wait, I don't know if this.
Gotta be careful.
Watching.
Doing anything. So who is that? Your girlfriend? She's cute. What? I was being polite.
Pause it right there.
Pause it.
Okay? Watch
They're
this.
arguing.
Not over. You screwed it up. There needs to be a basic policy. Make fun of both sides.
Hello?
Who the hell is the booker? Where out of 172
I think we
guests,
crashed.
Colbert had 171 was on the liberal side,
Hello?
and one was on the conservative side, and the one that was conservative was Liz Cheney,
Jesus.
who hates Trump. Did you invite Charlie? You missed out on having Charlie on your show? Are you flipping kidding me? You missed out on having all these guys on your show. Why not? It would have brought so many eyeballs. So I don't think it's dead. I just think they royally screwed up with
That was a mistake.
great
Whoops.
opportunity. And I think there's still a chance there. Adam, your thoughts here?
Well-
you just want to watch Marcelo, matter of fact.
Well, I went to see Marcelo last night. If you haven't heard of Marcelo Hernandez, he's the young rising star on SNL, and he's like my little brother. He worked here for 2
Sorry,
years.
I
we,
gave him a big raise
At-
once.
you give him, you actually
OBS
shot him down
decided
for a
to
raise.
crash.
Because your
and-
show wasn't making money.
Well,
That's the truth.
YouTube shows don't make money, but let's not go there. But the kid is killing it right now, and I'm so proud of the freaking guy. And his Netflix special is coming out. But you know what he is more than anything? Funny.
Yeah.
Here's the deal: Jimmy Kimmel is not funny
At all.
He's just not funny. You know how they always say, like, in the
immaterial.
culture wars, go woke, go broke. Well, not funny, no money, bro.
Yep.
No laughs,
Yeah,
no cash.
I remember when I one time talked
Good
to
one.
him. I said,
Jimmy Kimmel?
No, Marcelo.
Oh, okay.
One time I'm telling Marcelo, because Marcelo would send the office, and you don't realize, we're his audience.
Yes.
He's working us
Yeah.
all the time.
Practicing.
And he's just, and I know what he's doing.
Yeah.
But I'm like, dude, you're so good. Like, he would just do his stuff all the time, right? And one day I'm like, so what do you want to do? He says, I have this special. So you
Yeah.
got this? He said, I have this special. I said, really? Yeah. I said, so why don't we think about something for you to do here as a show? This is 4 years ago. He says, no, Pat, I can't.
How the
I said, why?
fuck
My
am I
dream
gonna-
is to be on SNL. I'm going to be on SNL.
Yeah.
I'm like, Marcelo, let us get a podcast and a show going for you here.
Aye.
Do something with us. I can't. I have to be on SNL. This guy he says, Pat, he says, I would rather take $30,000 from Netflix than $1 million from anybody else just to make sure my special is on Netflix.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
He says, I have something. I know it's going to do well. I said, all right, do your thing. So what happens? The guy's now in Happy Gilmore 2, doing stuff with Bad Bunny, doing stuff with pretty much anybody and everybody.
Yeah, it's
but
almost
moral
like
of the
going
story
woke
with this comedy
leads to a
stuff
lot of
is
opportunity.
it's not over with. Now here's Barack Obama. Okay,
my favorite.
When you're talking about, you know, he's talking about comments about Charlie Kirk. Rob, I think you have it. Yeah. By the way, have we gone to the Keith Olbermann stuff? He's not talking about Kimmel here, right? He's talking about Charlie Kirk.
Yes, Charlie
Okay,
Kirk.
do me a favor. We'll come back to this. Trust me, folks. You have to watch this. Go to play that Chris clip that you have, Rob, right there. This is part of the stuff that's the controversy of
Chris Hayes.
I cannot believe, you know, the cancellation. And I was like, wait a minute, what did you say when Tucker got fired? Yeah, did you forget? Because here's a great thing about the internet today. You know what's awesome about the internet
Tucker
today?
get fired because of
It
pressure from the
remembers.
FCC?
They gotta go find you, dog. Yeah. The receipts are everywhere. Go ahead, Rob.
He made the announcement Kimmel would indeed be taken off the air indefinitely. And this is just the latest chapter in Donald Trump's ongoing campaign to crack down on free speech, dominate the media, and essentially render the First Amendment meaningless. So it was for the journeyman cable news host Tucker Carlson, just fired from his third network. He believed he could say anything, no matter how vile, no matter how disgusting, no matter how offensive, no matter how dehumanizing or belittling.
Do they
And
have
if you
to have
act
the
like a
most-
sociopath over
I don't
and
wanna make fun
over
of this guy,
and
but-
over and over, you will become unpopular on the national stage. That's just like a basic principle. Over time,
By the way,
probably
did he
not
say
going to work out well
I thought
for
he
you.
was going to
Unpopular.
say something else, like not what popular. The guy was running the #1 show when he got fired.
Yep.
Okay, and even today, his podcast is a top 3, top 4 podcast on Spotify.
Good enough.
Ongoing. Okay, and he goes around the world interviewing guys. You don't have to
Reasonable.
agree with him. I don't agree with a lot of stuff sometimes Tucker says. But guess what? You can't say the stuff about. By the way, I invited Tucker to speak at the Vol conference. We have text exchange, he and I, 3 months ago. Invite him to come and speak. And I said, can you just give the landscape of what's going on? He had, I think he had something going on with hunting or something he had going on for himself. But so the story here is when you hear these, I can't believe what they did. Keith Olbermann, can you pull up with Keith Olbermann? Keith Olbermann, there's a story of him calling Bob Iger apparently has joined MAGA, folks. Bob Iger,
yeah, of all people, sure.
Look
Disney
at this here.
CEO,
Burnt in Hell Sinclair.
This guy's
alongside Charlie Kirk. Are you flipping kidding me? Are you flipping kidding me to say something like that?
Wow, people
now,
are
the
really
problem with this guy.
Wow. The exact sounds. Man, I thought people would have been a little more fucking operated all the time. Real companies. Wow. Sound fixes. Is it really just people adding their favorite trucks? I mean, no shame on that. I just more realistic traffic. That looks awful. Realistic, brutal graphics. I'm good. Realistic drivers. Okay. U.S. car culture. This one is what more realism. Okay. What else do we have?
He's been fired so many times. There is no more firing him.
Oh, no,
and yesterday, Destiny was apparently demonetized on YouTube. That's a decision that YouTube made. Did you guys see that or no?
No, I didn't see that.
Yes.
I think that happened because he said something. What did he say? Another clip was circulating that he said, I hope Charlie Kirk's, you know which one I'm talking about? Right there. Zoom in a little bit, AFP post.
Come on,
Liberal streamer Destiny, who recently refused to disavow the political motivated assassination of Charlie Kirk, has been demonetized on YouTube. I don't like to see it. I don't agree with 99% of what this guy says. If this guy doesn't incite violence and say things like that, you'd still be up. We still need the opposition of arguments.
Of course.
You know, but there's one rule I have. The inciting violence. Okay? All the other stuff people want to make fun of him, how he chose to be married to this other girl, how he chose to be. That's his personal life. I don't care what he wants to do with that part. You cross the line and you say something about Republicans and MAGA and capitalists and all this with Sam Piker, these guys, you know, there's a slippery slope. Vinny's been working on something for the last 6 months, a shirt that he's excited about. Truly, he's excited about. And I want Vinny to tell you about the shirt. You go for it.
Thanks, Pat. So guys, like Pat said, I've been trying to work on this shirt for almost a year, Pat, if I'm going to really break it down. And we, traveling, Italy, this, that, never got back to it. But now I think this is the best time, especially with the battle and everything that we're going through right now. I'm calling it like the faith-based line. It's a faith over fear shirt. I have the cross in the front, boom, in the front to let everybody know where you're at. And then I have this on the back. Faith over fear. And the Hebrews 11:1. Adam, you like this?
Thank you, buddy.
Faith is confidence in what we hope for and assurance about what we do not see. Everybody knows this. Jesus Christ was born over 2,000 years ago. None of us have seen him. Nobody's talked to him, but guess what? We believe. Okay, that's a faith. And the greatest story of faith I've ever heard, Tom told me, it was a centurion Roman soldier, and he saw Jesus, and he went up to Jesus, and he said, Jesus, my servant, my young servant is at the house, and he's paralyzed, and he's in immense suffering. And Jesus goes, shall I come and heal him? And the centurion, by the way, a Gentile, looks at him and says, Lord, I do not deserve to have you under my roof, but just say the...
Why would it... What? This mod increases the fuel price by 1 trillion % times? Why? Okay.
Word, and you shall be healed. Think about that, Pat. So Jesus turns to his disciples and he goes, I have not found anyone in Israel with such faith. And he says to the centurion, he goes, go and let it be done just as you believe it would. Okay, and the servant was healed. That is faith, guys. So, and if you have faith and you are a Christian, you have nothing to fear. In the Bible, the command of do not fear, do not be afraid is said 365 times in a different variation. Okay, and that's one for every single day. So if you have faith, Guys, if you have faith in God, in Jesus Christ, you have nothing to fear. Nothing to fear, and that's what motivated me, and I made this shirt.
Okay.
Boom, it's on the website, Pat. We have black,
10,000
there's
horsepower.
white, there's maroon, and there's
That's
different
what I'm looking
variations,
for.
Robbie. If you can, the shirt, boom, faith
Oh,
over
that's
fear.
sick.
No, it's ridiculous, bro.
Look at the white one.
And by the way, you know, like I wear my cross, guys?
Yeah.
When you wear this shirt, you don't need jewelry, because that lets everybody in front of you know,
500,000?
and then when I leave,
Respect.
boom,
Gang,
boom.
go support it.
Pickup truck.
Vinny's merch, Faith Over Fear. White,
Awesome.
black, gray, red, pick and choose. It's out there for you to order. VTmerch.com.
If you enjoyed this video, you want to watch more videos like this, click here. And if you want to watch the
I
entire
did not enjoy
podcast,
this video.
click here.
You look different without headphones. Okay.